What if I told you that everything you have gone through, the struggles, the pain, the setbacks, was just preparing you for the best part of your life? You have come too far to quit now. Right now, you may stand at the margin. You are tired out. You have given all you have, and you can't imagine taking another step forward. But let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about how far you have come? How much you have overcome? Think about this. There were times when you considered you would not make it this far. Times when quitting seemed a little easier. But here you are, still standing, still on the move. So why quit now? Why lose now when you have come this far? I want you to learn something today. You have already won half the battle by coming so far. You have survived the hard parts. Now, just push forward to the next level. Feeling tired? Ready to quit? Well, I'd like to show you how you can turn this moment of doubt into the turning point you've been waiting for. Actually, no matter how far behind you are, you're better off than you think, and right on the precipice of a breakthrough. What if I told you that the exact moment you feel like quitting is actually the point you are closest to success? This feeling of doubt, this nagging voice telling you it's not worth it, those are signs. Signs that you're pushing yourself towards something great. I know it feels hard right now, but what if I told you that the journey you're on, the struggles you're facing, are exactly what make your success inevitable? I know we've all been there. Life throws curveballs, and sometimes it feels like everything is against you. It's in those moments that you have to dig deeper, go further, and remind yourself that you've come too far to quit. And you know who understands this better than anybody? Denzel Washington, a man who didn't have an easy path to success. In fact, he was rejected so many times he can't even remember the exact number. He was told that he wasn't good enough, that he wasn't talented enough. But Denzel never listened to those voices. He kept pushing forward, kept fighting, and eventually, the world recognized his brilliance. Denzel Washington is living proof that no matter how difficult the journey, if you keep moving forward, if you never give up, you will get there. So today, as we look at his story and the power of persistence, I want you to think about this. You've come too far to quit. Whatever you're facing right now, remember, your breakthrough is just on the other side of your persistence. What if I told you that everything you have ever been through, all the struggle, the pain, the setbacks, was just preparation for what would become the best part of your life? You've come too far to quit. Right now, you might be standing on the edge. You feel exhausted. You have given everything you've got, and the thought of pushing further feels impossible. But let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about how far you've already come? How much you've already overcome? Well, think of this. There have been times you thought you were not gonna make it here today. Time when quitting seemed like the easier option. But here you are, still standing, still moving forward. The fact you are still here fighting is a big say to your strong and determined personality. So why quit now? Why give up when you have come this far? I want you to learn something today. You already won half of the battle. You made it this far. You survived the hard ones. And all that's left is pushing through to the next level. You felt the weight of the world on your shoulders. Knocked down by people who doubted you and wanted to smash you. But every time, you got back up. And that's the truth not many can claim. Feeling tired? Feeling like you are ready to give up? Well, let me tell you how you can make this moment of doubt become that turning point you have been looking for. It is never too late for a breakthrough, maybe closer than you think. What if I told you that the exact moment you want to quit is the moment when you're closest to achieving success? That feeling of doubt, that nagging voice saying it's not worth it, that's your sign. Those are signs you're pushing toward greatness. What if you are just a step away from your breakthrough? And let me tell you something, you are stronger than you think. Right now, you feel like the weight is too much. But think about this, every time you overcame a challenge in the past, you came out stronger. Every time you thought about quitting but didn't, you grew. That is what this journey is all about, growth. The hard times, the struggles, the moments when you feel like you can't keep going, they all matter. They shape you. And most importantly, they prepare you for the future success that is waiting just ahead. I know we've all been there. Life has been full of curveballs when everything seems to conspire against you. The feeling of being stuck and tired with an uncertain future. But here's the thing. It is those moments when you have to go a little further, dig a little deeper, and remind yourself that you came too far to quit. And you know who understands this better than anyone? Denzel Washington, a man who did not have an easy road to success. In fact, he was rejected so many times. He was told that he was not good enough, not talented enough, that he'd never make it. But Denzel did not listen to the voices. He did not let the world define him. He kept pushing forward, kept fighting, and eventually, the world recognized his brilliance. This was not a career built on perfection. It was built on persistence, resilience, and the refusal to quit. And now, Denzel stands as one of the most respected and admired actors in the world. Denzel Washington is the living proof that no matter how hard the journey, if you keep going forward, if you never give up, you will get there. The road may not always be easy, but it is worth every step, and no matter how many obstacles you face, as long as you keep going, the victory will be yours. So today, looking at this man's story and power through persistence, I want to ask you this question. You've come too far to quit. Whatever it is, whatever is facing you now, never forget, your breakthrough is sitting on the other side of your persistent. It's not a break time. You've managed to pass the hard ones. You're closer now than ever before. It gives into those moments in life, even where all appears like the world has turned their backs on you. It seems easy to believe that, no matter how hard one may try, he or she can never make it. Now, I want you to hear me. It is loud and clear. Rejection is not the end. Rejection is the beginning. When Denzel Washington was trying to break into the acting world, he experienced countless rejections. He wasn't always the star he is today. He wasn't always the Denzel we know, the icon. He auditioned for roles and heard the word no more times than he can count. But what Denzel did with rejection is exactly what you need to do when you face it. He did not allow rejection to define him. He let it fuel his fire. Denzel said, "You will never be successful until you fail." Just think about that for a second. He's telling us failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Every rejection, every no, it was simply a stepping stone to his success. The same goes for you. If you are feeling rejected now, whether in your career, relationships, or dreams, don't let it crush you. Don't let it make you doubt your worth. Use it as motivation. Use it to fuel your desire to prove to the world that you are worthy, that you can overcome. But rejection isn't the only thing that tests us. There are personal struggles, the battles that no one sees, the challenges that are invisible to the outside world. We've all been through them. Maybe you're facing a difficult situation in your life right now. Maybe it's health issues, family struggles, financial hardships, or personal loss. Life throws everything at us, and sometimes it feels like we're drowning. I'm sure Denzel Washington has ever been there too. His life has not all been in red carpets and movie premieres. There were times he faced deep personal struggles, at times wondering if things would ever become better. But through it all, he kept fighting. He never quit. And that's what you need to do as well. You see, personal struggles aren't just obstacles. They're opportunities. They are tests that reveal who you really are. When everything seems like it's falling apart, that's when you need to dig deeper. That's when you need to reach within yourself and say, "I'm not giving up. I've come too far to quit." Denzel said, "The only way to deal with this life meaningfully is to find one's passion." And if you've been through hard times, it's that passion, that deep-rooted desire, that will pull you through. It will remind you that you're not just going through the motions, you're building something bigger. You're building resilience, and that will carry you farther than any obstacle. Persistence is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It's what separates the ones who get through from the ones who don't. It's when you refuse to give up when you get tired. You never quit when things become tough. You simply keep going, irrespective of anything. Denzel Washington has spent his entire life showing this. From his poor upbringing to becoming one of Hollywood's most respected faces, Denzel's journey has been about persistence. Every setback, every failure, they have all been part of the process. In one of his most famous speeches, he said, "If you don't fail, you're not even trying." That sinks in. Failure isn't the enemy. Quitting is. When you fail, it means that you are pushing yourself to do new things, to grow, to get better. But if you quit, you stop growing, you stop learning, and you stop moving forward. This is the message you need to remember. You're not defined by your failures. You're defined by your ability to keep going. No matter what life throws at you, keep going. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work every single day. Because you never know when your breakthrough is just around the corner. And when it comes, you'll be ready because you didn't quit. Well, to begin with, a strong mindset should overcome adversities. Many battles you encounter would no longer be physical but mental. And often, the harder battles we have to face are the ones head-to-head in our brains. When Denzel Washington was faced with adversity, he maintained the mindset that allowed him to push through it. Negative thoughts could not halt his quest for success. He adopted the mental toughness to banish doubt, pushing him forward instead. He said, "You have to believe in yourself when no one else does." This is so important because, in life, there will always be people who doubt you. There will always be people who try to bring you down. But your belief in yourself, that's what will keep you going. That's what will drive you when everything else is falling apart. Think, "I'm not quitting. I can't quit. I've come too far to quit." You have hidden potential inside of you. But potential is nothing unless you work for it. Just like Denzel Washington, who pushed through his struggles to become one of the most celebrated actors in the world, you too can reach your full potential. But it requires perseverance, belief, and a refusal to quit. So remember, you've come too far to quit. Everything you've been through has been making you for what's around the bend on your journey of life. You are capable of anything, for all is possible in you. It is just something between you and the dream. You have already proven that you can survive the tough times. Now, it is time to prove that you can achieve greatness. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep believing. Rejection can feel like a personal attack. It feels like the world is telling you, you're not enough, and those words can linger in your mind, eating away at your confidence. But here's the truth. Rejection doesn't define you, it refines you. Denzel Washington knows exactly what rejection feels like. When he started, no one wanted to take a chance on him. He wasn't the star we know him as today. At one point, he was even homeless, living out of his car while auditioning for roles that never seemed to come through. The idea of quitting must have crossed his mind more than once. But instead of quitting, he asked himself, what if I keep going? What if I take this rejection, this pain, and turn it into my greatest strength? And that's exactly what he did. He didn't let rejection crush his spirit. Instead, he let it fuel his desire to prove everyone wrong. Every no he received only pushed him harder to succeed. And that's the mindset you need to adopt. Every time you face rejection, don't let it break you. Let it make you stronger. Use rejection as a stepping stone. Rejection is just the universe saying, not yet, but that doesn't mean it's over. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding rejection. They got there by accepting it, learning from it, and moving forward. Most of the battles we fight are personal, and most of them are hidden. You may have faced obstacles that no one knows about: sickness, loss, heartbreak. We all face struggles, and it's easy to feel like you're alone in your pain. But I want you to understand something. You're not alone. And these struggles, though painful, are not here to break you. They're here to shape you. Denzel Washington had his portion of personal troubles. He experienced a rough neighborhood, challenges of poverty, and even fought his personal demons. His life's journey was not smooth, and there were times when he questioned whether he would be able to continue on his course. But the thing here is that he did not give up. He kept going, all the pain and the doubts that were in his life. That is what you need to do too. Your battles, no matter how hard they are, make up your journey. They are building blocks for success. And when you overcome them, you will be stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever. When life gives you struggles, it's not time to quit, but rather a sign that you are growing and evolving. This is when you can take on that energy like Denzel and convert your personal struggle into triumph. You must have heard it 1,000 times before. Persistence is the key. What does that really mean, however? Persistence means you do not give up after the first failure, or the second failure, or even the third failure. You keep going, even if you are tired, even if you are ready to quit. Persistence is standing up one more time with all your might, no matter how many times life has knocked you down. Denzel Washington is such a person. Chances didn't make it happen. He didn't win the roles that win him accolades by chance. He made every step count. He got rejected 1,000 times, but he still went out there, for he had no idea where his next paycheck was coming from. But he didn't stop. He kept knocking on those doors. Eventually, that one right door opened. This is where you need to make a choice. Will you let the hard times stop you, or will you persist? Will you let the difficulties you face break you, or will you let them make you stronger? Life is a test of persistence, and just like Denzel, you have the ability to pass that test. Remember, the difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. It's persistence. So when things seem like they are falling apart, remember this: you can still win, you can still rise, but it will take persistence. The battle is usually won and lost in the mind. That's where the powerful effects of thought play on human behavior. Once you allow the negatives to penetrate, you'll become paralyzed from fear, doubt, and insecurity. But a well-fortified, positive mentality can handle any opposition thrown at one. Denzel Washington's mindset has been a key factor in his success. When faced with challenges, he didn't let fear take over. Instead, he believed in his potential, even when no one else did. He cultivated the belief that he could achieve greatness, regardless of the obstacles. And that's exactly what you need to do. A strong mindset isn't about believing in yourself when everything is going well. It's being believed in, firmly believed in, when everything falls apart. It's holding on to that vision, purpose, even when the world is shaken around you. When you have a strong mindset, nothing will stop you. Not rejection, not failure, not doubt, nothing. So, today, I want you to promise yourself to build the strength of your mind. Every time you encounter an obstacle, remind yourself, I have come too far to quit. I can manage this. Train your mind to focus on what you can control, let go of what you can't, and develop a mindset of resilience and grit and strength. Every single person has untapped potential inside of them. The difference between those that reach their potential and those who do not is whether they give up too soon or whether they keep going until they break through. You have something special inside of you, something that the world needs. Denzel Washington's story is a testament to the fact that if you keep pushing, you'll overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Your potential is limitless if you persist, are resilient, and never give up. Every stumble, every hurdle, and every contest is just part of the journey. And when you keep moving forward and refuse to give up, you will eventually reach your fullest potential. So, what is holding you back? You've come so far to start quieting now. Keep moving forward. Keep fighting. Keep believing in yourself, even when no one else does. For the real reason is because, in the end, the world will see your greatness, just like they did Denzel Washington. Persistence is something you have to practice every day. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to take action. It's about pushing forward in spite of the circumstances. The more difficult your journey is, the greater the reward. Think of all the people you admire, the celebrities, the business leaders, the innovators. Did they wake up one day and have everything handed to them? No. They fought for every single victory. Denzel Washington, for instance, never gave up when doors slammed in his face. He could have accepted defeat after every failure, but didn't. He knew who he was going to be, and for that, he fought hard. Denzel never had a safety net. The first time he went to New York to pursue his acting career, he was not on some rocket ship to stardom. He was just another man on a quest for his big break. But he believed in himself even when others did not. He did not go by the critics' sayings or the doubting people. Instead, he redoubled his conviction that persistence, hard work, and dedication would eventually pay off. Now, think about your own life for a moment. Are you willing to persist, even when it feels like you're not making progress? Are you willing to push through the tough days, when things don't go as planned, when the results seem far off? It's in those moments, when everything is difficult and painful, that you need to dig deep and remind yourself, I will keep going. This is not the end of my story. Denzel's story teaches us that persistence doesn't always mean instant success. It's a long game. It's the ability to bounce back after each failure and keep moving forward. Remember, success isn't just about talent. It's about who stays in the game long enough to win. Self-doubt is one of the most paralyzing emotions you can face. It's that little voice in your head that says, you're not good enough. You'll never make it. But guess what? Self-doubt is normal. It's something every successful person has dealt with, including Denzel Washington. There were moments in Denzel's career where he did not know if he had it in him. He doubted his abilities, doubted his choices, and wondered whether he had taken the right path. But the bottom line is this: he did not let his doubts govern his actions. Instead of letting that fear take over, he used it for determination. He understood that having self-doubt is part of the process. It does not define you. It's one thing you can overcome, the same way you would overcome any kind of challenge. The most accomplished people in the world are the ones who have recognized their self-doubting and not allowed it to get the best of them. They use it as an affirmation that they are becoming better. Next time you are slammed with self-doubt, Remember, it is not a weakness. It is a sign you are pushing yourself to grow. Self-doubt comes from your comfort zone. Sometimes you must get uncomfortable to get what you want. So embrace it, acknowledge it, and keep moving forward. Having a clear vision is another key to overcoming adversity. When Denzel Washington was struggling early on, he didn't just want to be a famous actor. He had a vision for what his life could look like. He wanted to make an impact. He wanted his story to inspire others, just as he had been inspired by other great actors before him. That's the thing. A clear vision will help push you forward on the tough road. It's not just about a goal. It's about understanding why that goal matters. Why is it worth the struggle? Why is it worth the sacrifice? Denzel knew that something greater than himself lay within this purpose. He had a mission: to leave a legacy. He was not working for himself. He was working for something bigger, to prove to the world that success is achievable, regardless of the background that shapes your life. Define your vision too. What is your bigger why? What gets you going when everything around you is screaming to let go? Identify your purpose and let it propel you forward. Your vision will become the fuel that will propel you forward into even the worst situations. And when everything else fails, it will keep you moving forward. No one ever achieves greatness alone. Denzel Washington had mentors, friends, and colleagues who supported him along the way. Sometimes, in addition to his own work, success was a reflection of the people who believed in him. Community is everything. It's easy to get isolated when you're experiencing tough times. But the truth of the matter is, we are all connected, and we rise by lifting each other up. Denzel often talks about family and friends and how they helped him stay grounded even at his worst moments. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who lift you up, who encourage you to keep going when you're ready to quit. If you don't have a supportive community, seek one out. Find others who share your vision and your goals. When we support each other, we amplify our strength. The final lesson that Denzel Washington teaches us is that the greatest reward comes after the struggle. The pain, the rejection, the self-doubt. All of it is temporary, but the strength, the knowledge, the confidence you gain from overcoming adversity is lasting. It's the kind of strength that no one can take away from you. You cannot avoid the fight. You cannot evade the battle. But what you can do is the choices on how you will react. Will you rise to the challenge? Will you use adversity as a means of stepping out to your triumph? Denzel Washington did, and you can too. For the prize is not fame or wealth, but the personal growth and strength, character, and how you go on to inspire the next wave of people to keep on going too. So take that deep breath and get ready to kick whatever comes along your way. The world is ready for your excellence. Everyone has personal failures. We all fall short. We all make mistakes. But here's the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. It's how you respond to those failures. Denzel Washington had his fair share of personal failures. There were moments in his life when he felt like a complete failure. There were times when he doubted himself and his ability to succeed. He understood something that is critical: though failure is not permanent, it's a lesson. It is part of the process. Each time you fall, you get closer to the success you desire. In fact, your failure is often the best teacher you will ever have. When challenges were put before him, Denzel did not view them as setbacks. He saw them as opportunities to grow better and learn more. That is the right mindset. Every failure is an opportunity to improve. It is an opportunity for you to become better than you were. Failure is not the end. It's the start of a new chapter. When you fail, get up and try once again. Learn about it. Get stronger, wiser, and more potent in returning. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. To do something great, one needs to have a never-give-up attitude. Denzel Washington did not just sit and wait for opportunities to come knocking on his door. He went out and worked for them. He understood that success does not come to those who wait, but instead to those who relentlessly pursue it, no matter the difficulty of the road. Denzel's relentless drive was shaped by a simple belief: I'm going to work harder than anyone else. And that mindset propelled him to where he is today. It's that mindset that you must adopt if you want to achieve success. Relentless drive is pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. It's like working when others are resting, studying when others are playing, and always staying focused on the ultimate goal. It's waking up every day with the mentality that you are going to work towards your dream, regardless of how far away it may seem. But here's the truth. Developing that kind of drive isn't easy. It takes sacrifice. It takes dedication. But it's worth it. Because when you develop relentless drive, you develop the kind of tenacity that guarantees you'll reach your goals, no matter how long it takes. One of the most powerful aspects of Denzel Washington's story is faith. Faith played a major role in his journey, especially during the toughest times. He has often spoken about how his belief in a higher purpose kept him going when everything seemed bleak. Faith gave him the strength to keep going, even when he couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Faith is very strong. It's more of an act of believing in something beyond yourself, even when it doesn't add up. It's trusting that everything is falling into place as it should, even when the world seems to be breaking apart. Denzel's faith created that sense of hope and trust in himself for his ultimate potential. If you want to overcome adversity, you need to cultivate faith in yourself and your purpose. You need to trust that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if you don't see immediate results. Faith will be the foundation upon which you can build everything else. And just like Denzel, you will find that when you have faith, you can weather any storm and keep pushing toward your goals. One of the greatest rewards of overcoming adversity is the transformation that happens within you. When you go through the difficult times and come out the other side, you're not the same person you were before. You are stronger. You are more resilient. You are wiser. And perhaps most importantly, you are more grateful for the journey that got you to where you are. To me, Denzel Washington's success transcends the titles he has won and the careers he has played. It is who he has become as a person, growing from each fight into something better. Every loss made him stronger, and that's why today he is not just a triumphant actor. When adversity knocks your doors, you too will be transformed. You will be strengthened by the challenges that people face today. Adversity should not be feared but embraced, as through its challenges, you shall become the best version of yourself. Finally, a sense of purpose is what's going to carry you through the tough times. Denzel Washington suggests how he was driven not merely by a desire to be a famous or a wealthy man, but rather by a sense of purpose. He wanted to make a difference. He wanted to inspire others. He wanted to leave a legacy that would outlast his time on Earth. And that's the key. Living with purpose will keep you going when everything else is telling you to quit. When things get tough, remember why you started. Remind yourself of your vision, your mission, and your passion. When you live with purpose, you'll find strength in places you never thought possible. Take some time today to reflect on your own purpose. What drives you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Whatever your purpose is, let it guide you. Let it keep you focused when things are difficult. Because if you live with purpose, you'll have everything you need to overcome any adversity life throws your way. Doubt is an enemy that we all face. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, and that you should just give up. But here's the secret. Doubt isn't a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you're on the right track. When you begin to doubt yourself, it usually means you're about to step out of your comfort zone. And that's where growth takes place, stepping out of that comfort zone. Denzel Washington faced countless moments of doubt, but it didn't let him back down. It fueled the fire within him. He turned the self-doubt into an act of proving himself. Every moment of doubt would creep inside him, and he would tell it, "I will show you. I'll show you that I can do this." He wasn't one who let doubts bring him down. On the contrary, he brought the doubts into existence and started working. And when doubt starts creeping in, remember this: don't run from it. Use it to push you. If you allow it to work for you instead of against you, doubt can be one of the strongest motivators. So embrace it, and then go out there and prove to yourself that you are good enough to achieve greatness. Success rarely occurs overnight. The journey is long and has obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt that seem to arise along the way. Sometimes, discouragement can sneak in when one feels that progress has slowed down. But truth is, success is not an overnight thing. It's always consistent effort over time. Not an easy or overnight path to success was Denzel Washington. He faced years of constant auditions for roles that didn't even come to fruition. Years filled with setbacks and disappointments. But he just kept going, didn't stop. And eventually, his consistent effort paid off. The secret to success is staying on course even when it doesn't seem like things are moving ahead. It's about patience, resilience, and the understanding that the road to your dreams will be long and winding. But if you keep putting in the work, keep improving, keep fighting, the success will come. So don't get frustrated because things aren't happening quickly enough. Trust the process. Comprehend that success is built on the foundation of consistency. Every day you push forward is a day closer to your dream, even if you cannot see it clearly yet. Life isn't just about the physical, it's about emotional endurance too. Emotional resilience is to be able to withstand when life gives you curveballs. It is the strength to endure stress, loss, and disappointment without that defining who you are. Emotional resilience is what gets you up after falling. Denzel Washington experienced his life full of ups and downs. He had to deal with internal struggles, from family problems to the pressures of the spotlight, and he just couldn't let his inner demons win. What differs him from many is this ability to hold on his emotional strength. He didn't let his emotions control himself. He learned to direct them and use them as forces for power, not of weakness. Accept your emotions, but do not let them control you. When adversity comes knocking, you can respond with strength. You can choose to take control of your emotions and use them as a driving force to propel you forward instead of using them as a reason to give up. Building your emotional resilience is not easy. It takes time. Still, once the skill is developed fully, life will never be able to break you. Neither a challenge nor a setback will seem too big. You won't feel that the end is near. Emotional resilience is armor in this war for success. The greatest secret of Denzel Washington's success is the commitment to learning continuously. He has always been that guy who was on a lookout to grow, to better, and to learn more skills. And when he reached the height of his career, he did not stop. He continued learning. He continued evolving. Continuous learning is the recipe for success. The world keeps changing, and this makes it necessary to keep learning. Learning new skills for your job, learning how to manage your feelings, or learning from others around you. Growth comes as you become a lifelong learner. Denzel Washington's success is not because he had everything figured out. It comes because he was always ready to learn from his mistakes, through others, and from life itself. If you want to equal his success, then you too must adopt a similar mindset. Never get tired of learning. You learn more, you become more, and you develop the capacity to face situations that life brings your way. Success is not only about what you gain for yourself, it's about what you do with your success. Denzel Washington is all about giving back to the community that made him. He tries to inspire others and help those people who are not given as many opportunities as he had. Giving back is a powerful way to not only help others, but to keep your own success in perspective. Serving others keeps you humble and reminds you why you're working so hard in the first place. It keeps success true, and measuring true success is not by what we can get from others, but through what we can give to others. With success achieved by you, think about what you could do to give back. Whether it is mentorship, charity, or helping others in your immediate surroundings, giving back will not only enrich others, but will also enrich your life. It will bring a fulfillment and purpose that goes far beyond personal achievement. Doubt is something we all face. That little voice within us telling us that we're just not good enough, that we should quit, that we just can't or won't make it. The truth, however, is this: doubts cannot be a weakness. It's more of a sign that you push yourself to grow. When doubt is rearing its ugly head, that's usually the time when you are out of your comfort zone, and that's where the growth happens. Denzel Washington has been exposed to so many moments of doubt. He didn't just face a few rejections early in his career. He suffered through years of struggle, rejection, and uncertainty. But he didn't let those rejections define him. Instead, he chose to view them as fuel. Every no was a step closer to his next yes. He transformed those negative thoughts and turned them into motivation. When doubt whispered, "You can't do this," Denzel answered with, "Watch me." In return, instead of allowing himself to be undermined by his own self-doubts, Denzel chose to counter doubts with resilience and tenacity. The lesson here is, often self-doubt means that something great is on its way. Every time you muscle through that doubt, you get stronger. Next time doubt comes around, you stand tall and say, "This is the moment I will win because of this." Success is not a straight line but a winding road. Each successful person has experienced those moments when they question whether they were on the right track. Denzel Washington didn't overnight get fame and success. He took years of grinding, auditioning for roles, facing rejections, and battling self-doubt. But here's the point: perfection doesn't necessarily breed success. persistence does. Denzel is the epitome of perseverance in this story. He did not let his mistakes on set be reasons to stop him. He kept going, making progress, no matter how small, toward success. When you're facing challenges, remember this. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about staying in the game, showing up every day, and continuing to put in the work. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it seems, is a victory. Success isn't about the big, flashy moments. It's about the quiet, everyday efforts that compound over time. Trust the process. Don't give up just because things aren't happening as fast as you'd like. Progress often looks slower than it is. Keep moving, keep grinding, and keep believing. Success comes from the consistent effort over time, and eventually, the payoff will come. Success is not just about mental strength. Emotional resilience is just as important. Life will throw endless challenges at you. There will be moments of failure, heartbreak, disappointment, and setbacks. But how you respond to these challenges will define your future. Denzel Washington's life has been filled with emotional challenges. From the pressures of fame to personal struggles, he has faced it all. But what sets him apart is his emotional resilience. He learned how to face adversity with strength, without letting his emotions take control. Emotional resilience is the rebound ability after falling. It's being able to remain strong when faced with adversity, continue to push forward, sometimes into a headwind that seems to come from all sides. Denzel Washington didn't allow setbacks to define him. Instead, he used them as chances to grow emotionally, to build emotional strength. Building emotional resilience would require acknowledgement of emotions rather than allowing them to dominate you. All have moments of frustration, anger, or sadness. Do not let those emotions, however, stop you. Your emotions are valid. They just do not dictate your actions. When bad things happen, take a moment to back off, then process the feelings and get moving again. Resilience is something one builds over time. It takes practice, but the more you work on it, the stronger you become. And as you are increasingly emotionally resilient, you'll find life's obstacles don't have the same power over you. You will suffer setbacks, but never be broken by them. Among his reasons for longevity has also been the continuous learning process of one Denzel Washington. The world keeps changing, and in order to keep being successful, you have to keep growing, learning new things, and just evolving with it. It's not success that does one great thing. It's about leveling up day by day. Denzel continued learning even after he had become a star. He took acting classes and read books about life, and also consulted his teachers. He believes that growth is more of a journey than a destination. Success happens when you continue learning, rather than only getting there once. Lifelong learning is very important. Whether it is learning new skills for your career, studying habits of successful people, or reflecting on the growth within you, you must never let go of the desire to know more. The world will never stop changing, nor should you. Every time you learn something new, you increase your value. Knowledge compounds. And when you learn from your mistakes, your failures become stepping stones toward future success. Remember, you can't grow if you stop learning. The more you educate yourself, the more opportunities you create for yourself. Keep learning, keep growing, and the world will open up to you in ways you never imagined. Success is not only about individual accomplishment, but also about what you do with your success. Denzel Washington has long expressed his desire to give back. Whether it is mentoring talented youngsters or supporting a number of charitable causes, using his platform to inspire others, Denzel understands the greatest measure of success is in how much you can help others in the process. It is easy to get consumed by the fruits of your labor when you are succeeding. Real satisfaction comes from contributions made to others. That which permits you to maintain a perspective view of your success is giving back, and the reason for your being goes way beyond material gain. Denzel uses his position to create a positive impact on the world. He encourages all people to do the same. Success becomes much more meaningful when it is used to elevate others. Whether volunteering or sharing their knowledge, helping others in need, giving back creates a ripple effect which spreads far beyond any individual. The more you give, the more you receive. And this doesn't just apply to money or material things. Giving your time, wisdom, and encouragement can change someone else's life in ways you can't even imagine.